Om. Sadguru Bhagavan ki Jai. Shubham. I am starting the 22 part of the book which has written by me from many years ago. (1998), and this book was published in 2006, then again 2007. Unfortunately, I have not found any translator of this book, so I am translating myself by the videos. We are taking a new character of the Kaurava, and that is called Srutanta. Srutanta, it means, Srut means listen, Ant means end. The Sanskrit verb is Srut, means hearing or material which is heard. Or Srutanta, it means the end of listening or the unable to listen anything. My dear friend, that is the internal hurdle and internal drawback of a general person, not the Jigyasu. When this ability it means disability, Srutanta, completely eradicate from a particular person, then that person become seeker or become able to hear the master's voice. Actually, the general person don't want to hear anything, he want to say something. He is not in position of hearing. Many times you see in the day-to-day life, if any conflict comes in between two persons, and when you go to say something to that particular person, he is not able to hear. He wants that he say and you listen. So the technique is that if this type of condition comes, first you listen that person. When he is finished his telling, then you start your telling with very nice and polite and with the reasonable and with the reasons and with the evidence-full manner. That is the way of living. Second thing is that if a person is warm and not able to listen or anything, so wait for the cool down. This is the second technique of the behavior. But it is not applied in the spiritual science because nobody want to hear the spiritual things. Because persons always want to hear only the things which they are beneficial in their life. That's main cause that I am giving the discourse on the Brahma Gyan and person is not want to hear, because they have seeing nothing interest or nothing benefit in this type of discourses. Because they do not know that enlightenment and Atmagana is the precious subject of the life. Even you have the millions diamonds in your stock and you have the billions gold coin or the lakhs of the land pieces and lakhs of the mansions and houses in your occupation, and you have the 10,000 wives like the Akbar and Humayun and Aurangzeb they have, Sikandar they have, but nobody can match or be equal by the comparison of science of liberation or Atma Jnana. So that's why the clever person, when they talk to anyone, they firstly tell to the interest and the benefits about every speeches. So my dear friend, the Srutanta is the vritti that you are not able to listen anyone, even especially you are not listen to the master. You are the general person, not seeker, is full of the thoughts in the mind. They are coming and going. There is thunder of the thoughts is coming and going. There is no place to listen. Sometimes person listen only casually, but he is thinking his own thoughts. Second thing, you have your own experiences and you are full. Your floppy, your memory card is full by your studies of the books. So, how can you delete your memory card of the brain? So, the deleting processor of your processing of your memory card of the brain, that I teach the meditation of awareness Sakshi. There is many occasions in your life. In every day, you don't want to listen anyone. You listen only the voice of your mind. And you think as you want to think. My dear friend, in many occasions, this is your own experiences that you are speaking, but nobody is listening to you. You speaking to some person, he is not listening. There is no presence of the listener. My dear friend, sometimes you see that you are saying something and the person who is listening, he is understanding in other view. You do not able to express as it is your thoughts to and effect of your thoughts as you want in the person who is listening to you. I want to tell a joke of Sheikh Chilli that will be clarify this thing. Once upon a time, the Sheikh Chilli calling to his mother by STD booth, and in the line the second person is standing waiting that Sheikh Chilli's talking will be finished and he will be called to his friend or anyone want to call. The Sheikh Chilli talk to mother. Mother, how are you? Mother tell to Sheikh Chilli. The mother's name of the Sheikh Chilli's mother's name was Silvilli. Sheikh Chilli's mother's name was Silvilli. Mother say, I am not okay, my dear son. Here is the summer season, and I need some warm cloth and blanket and new bed. So my dear son, please send me 2,000 rupees urgently. The Sheikh Chilli tell, oh my mother, I do not hear what you say, please say loudly. So mother repeat, my dear son, here is the winter, I am very in need to send me the 2,000 rupees for purchasing the warm cloth, sweater and the blanket and bed. So Sheikh Chilli say, oh mother, I do not listening what you are telling, the connection is not good. And when the 3 or 4 time this repetition was held, so behind person told, my dear, what are you doing? I am listening clearly, your mother telling she needs some money for the blanket, for the sweater, the warm cloth. Sheikh Chilli quickly cut the phone and tell to the person, if you are listening clearly, then you send to money my mother. This type your life. You only want to listen, which you want to listen. Which you do not want to listen, you do not listen. My dear friend, this is the position of the Surtantaha, end of the listening. You are only want to listen only about your benefit. You want to listen as your mind accept, as your mind want to permit to listen. I want to tell a next story. The Sheikh Chilli was sitting in his room and phone was ringing again and again. Sheikh Chilli not pick up phone. The guest was sitting near the Sheikh Chilli and randomly the guest pick up the phone and some person was on the phone. The Sheikh Chilli has taken 5,000 rupees the loan by that person, and he was calling again and again to repay the loan. And he tell, where is the Sheikh Chilli? The guest said, Sheikh Chilli is sitting near me. Give the phone to the Sheikh Chilli. Sheikh Chilli tell, no, you listen what he telling. The guest ask, what you want to tell? The person say, 5,000 rupees I need to tell to the Sheikh Chilli. So Sheikh Chilli tell to the person, say to him, that Sheikh Chindi is very, very ill and unpleasant condition. He is very, very ill and he need 5,000 more for treatment in hospital. So that person was cut the phone because he knows that Sheikh Chindi will not give the 5,000 before, and how can he give the new loan to Sheikh Chindi? So that is your Srutanta. You don't want to listen anything. And you are, how clever you are, that is the third short story I am telling. That was a Brahmin in the village, and he always tell one phrase to all persons, agro agro brahmana deva. First the Brahman will eat, first the Brahman will inaugurate, first the Brahman will use, first the Brahman will take anything, any new thing in the place. The Brahman is first. As you say, na, ladies is first, but thereby the Brahman is first, agro agro brahmana deva. By the God's grace, some village person with that Brahman, they went to the pilgrimage, the holy temple, Darshanam. So there was a river was flowing. So all the person of the village told to the Brahman, agro agro Brahman deva, first you go in the river, you are Brahman, you say first agro agro Brahman deva, first Brahman deva. So Brahman tell to the next part of the phrase, he makes some phrase. He tell, oh, agro agro Brahmana deva, nadi nale to bacha bhar jayet. I am prohibited in the rivers and the water flows. That is, I cannot go because in my books I am prohibited. That is negative instruction giving to me. So this is the cleverness of your hearing. You hear as you want, otherwise you are dumb. And dumb for deaf, I say. And you hear only your beneficial things. That is called Srutanta. I have very nice experience of the Srutanta. Because I see the many persons, they are in the deep unconsciousness of the Antahkarna. Even a person is in the lust, he never hear to the other person's cry or other person's requests. Even a person in the grid, he never think that I am doing that wrong work, I am taking the wrong money, I am making the black money, I am taking the robbery, I am doing the conspiracy, I am doing the economic scandals. What will be happen to my nation, to my society, and other men? He never think. He become the deaf and dumb by the effect of the greed. My dear friend, that means every person in the many times becomes the Srutanta. His hearing power artificially lost. From this moment when I am giving you this discourse, you see inside, many times you become the Srutanta, you become the unable to hear. When you will see this in the Sakshi, then you will know that Kauravas is also living in your life, in your inner sight of the consciousness. Some professions, they are become the Srutanta. If you go in the training of the salesman, ship. The trainer will not hear to the persons, he only want to pour his technology and technique of the teaching, of the telling to the trainee salesmen. In the meeting of the board of the directors, the chairman don't want to hear to the directors. He only give the directives. He want only the put his thoughts in the mind of the directors. You can see in the telecom companies meetings also, the general manager only instruct the assistant managers and the technology maintenance persons. So my dear friend, as any salesman comes to your home, he don't want to hear you, he want to give the demonstration fluently and fast. And he do not take the breath even. He talk very smartly and very fastly. You can see day-to-day life. That is, all the phenomena comes in your mind also. Your mind tells something to you, and do not hear anything of your consciousness. He push you forcefully in some action and the activity. My dear friend, if you see any Srutanta, you must be silent, because silence only the way, silence only the tool that you can face the Srutanta. Because if you tell anything in front of the Srutanta, it means you are a mad person, you do not know, he will not listen you. And the second thing is that you will be careful about your internal Srutanta. If the Srutanta will die, then after the disciple will be obedient with the Sadguru. Some disciples, their Srutanta is not die. They are still listening their mind, not listening to Sadguru. I see in their activities reflected that Srutanta is still alive in some disciples, because the Srutanta never allowed to you to hear Master Sadguru. Srutanta want Sadguru listen you. Srutanta don't want to hear. Or others, Srutanta listen, but he listen partially. He listen only his beneficial things. My dear friend, this is my aim of the pravachana discourse. Anyhow, you very rapidly, very fastly be enlightened, be Atmagyani, be aware completely 100%. So I am telling the many type of discourse by many angles. These words are only my tools, my supportings, but the real motive and real object of my discourse is, I want to give you Atmagyana, I want to give you enlightenment, I want to awake you. My dear friend, the next Kaurava is the Jaitra, and we will take this Jaitra in another discourse. Thank you very much. I want to tell in the end of discourse, if you do this meditation, which is I am teaching you, within 3 or 4 months you will become tension free and peaceful person, and this tensionlessness and peacefulness will be save you from many physical, mental diseases, and beside the emotional disbalance, you can see the anger, lust, greed, and you can save your consciousness from unpleasant condition or crimes, etc. Thank you very much. Love you.